It's 8 o'clock, everyone. Let's get clapping. I can hear pots and pans banging outside my window. One minute past. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Simpsons Quiz. A bit of a niche one tonight. If you've tuned in, thank you. It's good to see you. Let me know in the chat that you're here, if you're a usual suspect. If you're not, welcome. I'll explain everything. If you've not done one of these quizzes before, you can play them however you like. By yourself, if you are by yourself, or as a team, if you have a team with you, housemates or family members. If you have housemates or family members and you want to compete against them, you can do that as well. It's totally up to you. But you can, of course, pool your knowledge and compete as a team. You can give yourselves a name if you like. Stay active in the chat. It's always helpful for me to let you know to know that you guys are here and you're talking. And it means that I don't have to. That was a car. And it means that I don't have to kind of just awkwardly look at the screen the whole time. Format-wise, again, if you're new here, it's the same. If you're not new here, it's the same as the other quizzes that we do. A little bit. It's 30 questions long, and there is a picture round as well, which we'll do kind of halfway in between. And that's pretty much it. There are only two rules. Rule number 1: do not write any answers in the chat, whether they are correct or incorrect as a joke. Use a pencil and paper. Or a pen and paper, whatever you want. But don't write the answers in the chat at all whatsoever. And rule number 2 is don't cheat. I can enforce rule number 1. I can delete messages as they come in, but some people still might see them because I'm not that quick. I can't enforce rule number 2, sadly. I'll just kind of apply to your sense of goodwill. So yeah. I'm going to give it a few minutes as people sometimes turn up late. Hello, Robert. Good to see you, mate. Any questions, as always, you can ask me in the chat throughout the quiz as well. If you have any questions or require any clarifications for questions, feel free to ask me in the chat. Yeah, if you're new here, hello. We are Treehouse Quizzes. We quiz almost every day. We have been since the UK went into lockdown. Myself and various other members of the Treehouse team usually do this at a real pub in person. I'm normally at the 10 Bells in Spitalfields in East London, Jack the Ripper's old pub, and various other quizmasters do it in other places around London. And of course, a big shout out, I know he's not watching because he shouldn't be, but Simon, who runs Treehouse Quizzes, who some of you who have been here before may have met before. It's Simon's birthday today, so happy birthday to Simon. He is hopefully deep into some pizza and wine or beer at the moment. But nonetheless, carry on. So it's The Simpsons tonight. We're going to test your knowledge. There are 31 seasons of The Simpsons. That's a lot. It's a lot of television. I have done my best to make most of it based around, classic Simpsons stuff. There's nothing that is too... I don't believe that there are any questions that someone who watches The Simpsons religiously up until now would get right. I believe if you, like many of us, like myself, kind of grew up watching The Simpsons or watched it when you were younger, through, the 90s, early 2000s, mid 2000s, etc. Most of it is based around that kind of. I guess I could say the first, 15 seasons. I think I don't want to put my foot in my mouth. But with that being said, don't be afraid if you're like, oh, I love The Simpsons, but I haven't watched it in 5 years. I've tried to keep all of the recent stuff out of it because I know people have mostly moved on from it. However, it's all on Disney Plus now, so I don't know. Maybe I'll dive in soon if I get bored. But as I said, be active in the chat. Let me know that you're here. There's 16 of you here now, which is great news. I'm going to sneeze. I'm very sorry. Excuse me. Those of you who know me, I'm Callum, by the way, and have seen me host these quizzes. For some reason, beer makes me sneeze. Often the first beer makes me sneeze. It's awful. I'm really, really worried I have an allergy. But that's a story for another day. So yeah, throughout the quiz, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask me in the chat. Otherwise, just stay active. Let me know that you're here. Come and say hi. Bless you. Thank you, Duncan. If you're new here, tell us that you're new here. I'll treat you... We'll all be very gentle if you are. Of course, people like Robert, I recognize names from people who have been here before. In the meantime, I'm going to post a link in the chat, which is there now. It's a website called Ko-fi or Coffee. I'm not sure how it's pronounced. But you can use this website to donate to Treehouse Quizzes. If you've done it already and you've done like a lump sum for the week's quizzes, great. If you're new here and you fancy chucking a couple of quid our way, we really appreciate it. We recommend about £2 per player, but you can give as much or as little as you want. I believe the low limit is £2. You can do it anonymously. You can do it as a guest, but I believe if you pay as a guest, you have to have a PayPal account. But if you log in, it's totally secure. If you have any issues with that, just ask me in the chat as well. Yeah, we really appreciate all the donations. This has been a lot of fun for us, and it's been very helpful for a lot of us as well. Most of us who host quizzes are freelancers, and our work has been reduced to zero. So, I'm speaking for myself. The quizzes is all I've been doing, really. And this and playing PlayStation. So, yeah, we really appreciate all the donations. Recommended is £2 per player, but the link is there. I'll post it again kind of halfway through, and then again at the end. But yeah, it's 7 minutes past. There's 16 of you here. That number hasn't gone up or down, so that tells me that everyone's ready to go. Very quickly, I'm just going to go through the format again. It's 30 questions, and then there are 10 picture questions. Yeah. So 40 questions in total. We'll do the first round, and I'll give you those answers, and we'll see who's winning, who's losing. And then we'll do the picture round, and then I may give you those answers depending on time. And then we'll do the second round, and we'll see who wins. There is no prize other than a hearty thumbs up from me and bragging rights, I guess. But we've always been open to... what's the word I'm looking for? Suggestions in terms of prizes that we can do, something fun. So if you've got those, throw them my way, as well as suggestions for other quizzes. We've been doing lots of stuff, Lord of the Rings, Cornetto Trilogy, Friends, Harry Potter twice. We're always open to suggestions. The Simpsons was something that someone threw out and we thought, oh yeah, that's a really good idea. So we did that. So yeah, if you think there's something that we should do a quiz on and it's got enough of a reach, then let me know. But without further ado, The Simpsons. This is the Simpsons quiz. As always, if you have any questions, ask me in the chat. Remember the 2 rules. Rule number 1, don't write any answers in the chat. Rule number 2, don't cheat. Don't cheat. You'd be surprised. Here we go. Question number 1. What is the name of Bart's dog? What is the name of Bart's dog? Nice and simple to start off with. What is the name of Bart's dog? If you don't know this, please stay, but maybe you shouldn't be here. I'm just kidding. That was what is the name of Bart's dog? Another sneeze is coming. I can feel it. I apologize in advance. Nope. Question number 2. In what year did The Simpsons debut? In what year did The Simpsons debut? And I know that some people are going to have... Some people who really know The Simpsons, I'm sure that you have a question, a clarification needed. I'm talking about the television show The Simpsons. When did that debut? Not necessarily the family of The Simpsons. When did they first appear on our screens? I'm talking about the TV show The Simpsons. The year that debuted. I hope that's clear for people who really know The Simpsons history and probably are asking a question that I don't want them to ask in the chat because it might relate to an answer later on. So just... Anyway, I've said too much. So question number 1, what is the name of Bart's dog? Question number 2, in what year did The Simpsons, as in the TV show as we know it, The Simpsons, what year did it debut? Question number 3. In the intro to The Simpsons, very famous, who is the first main character that you see? In the intro to The Simpsons, who is the first main character that you see? Cast your mind's eye back. Imagine it. Go through the clouds. Who is the first main character that you see? The first main character that you see in the intro to The Simpsons. Question number 4. What title has been used for The Simpsons Halloween episodes since 2002? What title has been used for The Simpsons Halloween episodes since 2002? Logged on and forgot it was Simpsons. Nice to see you. Lucy, you know it's always a pleasure to see you. I didn't think you were coming, so I don't have any Vimto. So I'm sorry. But thank you. Love to you as always. And to Pip as well. That reminds me, Lucy. Thank you. If you're still with us, and for everyone else. Tomorrow night is Friday, and we're doing... I don't know, maybe we're taking a break. No, it's the 90s. We're doing a 90s quiz tomorrow, but Saturday, RuPaul's Drag Race quiz, hosted by my lovely partner, Leah. And I might make an appearance. She is trying to, at the moment, convince me to... I'm trying to use the correct term, and I don't want to be offensive. She wants to put me in drag, essentially. So that's a whole thing. But yeah, tomorrow night, a 90s quiz. Saturday night, RuPaul's Drag Race. And we'll take it from there. That was, again, question number 4. What title has been used for the Simpsons Halloween episode since 2002? Question number 5. Which character, who you may recognize from other episodes, has a fish fetish? A fetish for fish. Which character, who you may recognize from other episodes, has a fish fetish? Which character, who you may recognize, has a fish fetish? Pip has just shat herself because of the clap for NHS. Oh dear. Yeah, actually, I'm usually not here on a Thursday. It's usually a Wednesday that I'm here. I hope everyone had a good clap. I'm sorry that happened to Pip. Give her a good stroke from me. Question number 6. What is Homer's middle name? What is Homer's middle name? Homer's middle name, question number 6. Question number 7. Which real-life cartoon... Yeah, it is Naughty's tomorrow night. RuPaul is Saturday night. Today is Thursday. Again, sorry. Question number 7. Which real-life cartoon, or, you know, a cartoon that exists in our universe, real-life cartoon's a bit of an oxymoron, which real cartoon inspired the Itchy and Scratchy show? Oh, Lucy, I'm so sorry. Thank you. I'm an idiot. Yeah, Naughties. 90s Naughties. I wasn't looking at the picture. I just saw the N in my head and went, oh, it's the 90s. Yes, it's the Naughties. My sincerest apologies. Thank you, Lucy, for pointing that out. Yes, tomorrow, I'm going to get the image up properly so that we can see it. Tomorrow is the Naughties quiz. Naughty Naughties. And then Saturday RuPaul. My apologies. Right. Question number 7 again. Which real cartoon inspired the Itchy and Scratchy show? Question number 8. How many children does Apu have? How many children does Apu have? How many children does Apu have? Question number 8. How many children does Apu have? Question number 9. What are the names, for 1 point each, of Margie's 2 sisters? What are the names of Marge's sisters, for 1 point each? The names of Marge's sisters, for 1 point each. For 1 point each, the 2 names of Marge's sisters. Question number 10. Which character often appears as the devil? Which character often appears as the devil? There we go. There's this week's quizzes. Down there. Friday night, Get Naughty with Karina and Melly. And then Saturday, RuPaul, Sissy, That, Walk with Leah and potentially myself in drag. We'll see. I'm not sure. I'm trying to figure out if it's offensive or not. I don't know. I don't want to walk that line. Let me know. Is it offensive for a cis, heterosexual, straight man to dress in drag just for one night as a bit? I don't know. Am I misreading that completely? I'm not sure. Moving on. Question number 11. Again, question number 10 was which character often appears as the devil? Question number 11. Duncan, a bit. Is it a bit distasteful, Duncan? That's my only concern. I don't have an issue otherwise. Question number 11. What is the name of the retirement home where Homer's father lives? Stepping it up a notch now. We're getting past the basic knowledge, diving a little bit further into real Simpsons trivia. The name of the retirement home where Homer's father lives. Name of the retirement home where Homer's father lives. Question number 12. What product does Smithers have the world's largest collection of? Smithers has the world's largest collection of what? What product does Smithers have the world's largest collection of? Question number 13. What do the Simpsons name their cats? What do the Simpsons, or the Simpson family, name their cat? Or cats, I should say, plural. What do they name their cats? I know there are different variations of it, obviously, but there is one constant throughout the names of their cats. What is it? Question number 14. What is the name of Springfield's baseball team? Really digging in now. What is the name of Springfield's baseball team? Again, with these themed quizzes, if I'm not an absolute expert, I find it difficult to differentiate between what is too hard and not hard enough. Obviously, different people have different knowledge of a certain thing. I hope this hasn't been too easy. I hope if it has been, it gets a bit harder. I hope it hasn't been too hard. We'll see. Again, question number 14. What is the name of Springfield's baseball team? And question number 15, the last question of the first round. What is or was Marge deathly afraid of? What is, or I guess you could look at it as was, Marge deathly afraid of? Those are your first 15 questions. I'm going to give you a couple of minutes to finalize those answers, have some conversations if you need to have them. Ask me questions if you need to. Now is a really good time to do that. If you need me to repeat a question for whatever reason, if you need me to clarify what a question means, feel free to do that as well. I'm going to give you guys a couple of minutes to answer those first 15 questions, or finalize your answers rather, and then we're going to read through those first 15 answers and see, who's winning and who's losing. You guys are awfully quiet tonight. I'm going to take this time to grab a beer so that I don't have to do it during the next round. I'm just going to have one ready on deck. Ask me any questions if you need to. Now is that time. When I come back and I sit down and I crack it and I pour it, by the time I finish pouring it, I'm going to give you the first 15 answers. No questions. All right. You got about, I would say, 15 seconds, 10 seconds to finalize your first 15. Oh, David, coming at the last moment. What was number 12? Number 12 was, what product does Smithers have the world's largest collection of? So Smithers has the world's largest collection of what? I'm going to give you about 30 seconds or so to answer that one, David. And then I've got to start reading out the first 15 answers. On the menu tonight, Vocation Brewery from Halifax, I think. Okay. First 15 questions. Here are your answers. Question number 1. What is the name of Bart's dog? Santa's Little Helper. Question number 2. In what year did The Simpsons debut? 1989. Question number 3. In the intro, who is the first main character that you see? That is, of course, Bart. Question number 4. What title has been used for The Simpsons Halloween episodes since 2002? That is Treehouse of Horror. Question number 5. Which character who you may recognize from other episodes has a fish fetish? That is Troy McClure. Question number 6. Homer's middle name is Jay, as in J-A-Y. Of course, you know him as Homer J. Simpson. And the J stands for Jay. Question number 7. Which real cartoon inspired the Itchy and Scratchy show? That was Tom and Jerry. Question number 8. How many children does Apu have? Apu has 8 children. His wife has octuplets, and he has 8 children. Question number 9. The names of Marge's sisters. This is 1 point each, so you get 1 point for Patty and 1 point for Selma. The chain-smoking sisters, Patty and Selma. Question number 10. The character that often appears as the devil is Ned Flanders. Question number 11. The name of the retirement home where Homer's father, Abraham, lives is the Springfield Retirement Castle. Springfield Retirement Castle. Question number 12. The product that Smithers has the world's largest collection of is Malibu Stacy. Malibu Stacy. Question number 13. The Simpsons name their cats Snowball. And then they number them. They have numbered them. But it's Snowball. Question number 14. The name of Springfield's baseball team is the Isotopes. The Isotopes. And question number 15. Marge is or was deathly afraid of flying. She was deathly afraid of flying. Now, tally up the points that you got. How many you got right. Again, it was 1 point for each of the sister questions. And let me know how many points you got. We'll see who's winning and who's losing. It works if everyone writes their scores in so we can see kind of at the halfway point, so to speak, who's winning, who's losing. Oh, did the stream freeze for everyone else? I hope not, David. Someone confirm. It's all okay on my end. I've got my little YouTube window where I can see what you can see. Oh my god. Okay, Josh Higgins. Clearly I'm dealing with an expert here. Hopefully the second half is a bit harder. Again, I try to keep it kind of casual so that people could get it right. And for these quizzes, I always try and make it less about who knows the most as opposed to which fans are going to slip up on one answer. David missed all the answers. Oh dear. David, have you still got me? Give me a thumbs up if you still got me. I'm going to run through them really, really quickly while everyone else is typing their scores. Just give me a thumbs up, David, and I'll say the answers very, very quickly. But in the future, if it freezes, just quickly refresh it and let me know what you missed. So we got Josh on a perfect score. Robert on 13. Albert also on 13, tied for second place. David, still waiting on you to give me a thumbs up, buddy. Yep, all good. Okay, cool. So, David, number 1, the name of Bart's dog was Santa's Little Helper. Number 2, the year that The Simpsons' debut was 1989. Question number 3, in the intro, the first main character that you see is Bart. Number 4, the title that has been used for The Simpsons Halloween episode since 2002 is Treehouse of Horror. Number 5, excuse me. The character who you may recognize from other episodes who has a fish fetish is Troy McClure. Question number 6. Homer's middle name is Jay, J-A-Y, Homer J. Simpson. Number 7. The real cartoon that inspired the Itchy and Scratchy show is Tom and Jerry. Question number 8. The amount of children that Apu has is 8. Question number 9. The names of Marge's sisters. You get 1 point for each. So 1 point for Patty and 1 point for Selma. Number 10, the character who often appears as the devil is Ned Flanders. Number 11, the name of the retirement home where Homer's father Abraham lives is the Springfield Retirement Castle. Question number 12, the product that Smithers has the world's largest collection of is Malibu Stacy. Number 13, the Simpsons name their cats Snowball. Number 14, the name of the Springfield baseball team is the Isotopes. And number 15, Marge is deathly afraid of flying. If you missed any of those, David, let me know. We'll get to the bottom of it. Sorry the stream froze for you, buddy. But if for you and for anyone else, if that does happen in the future, I can often see what you guys can see. So if something goes wrong on my end, I'll panic and you'll know. But if something goes wrong on your end, just give the stream a quick refresh and it should be fine. Lovely. So we've got 16 out of 16, 13 and 13. There's 16 of you watching. No one else has given me their scores. Got 9 from David. No worries. That's 4 teams. There's definitely more of you. I'm sure of it. I know there are more people watching. Duncan, still waiting on your score, I think. People are calculating. Ellen. Yeah, Duncan. Ellen, what are you doing? Are you playing? Are you on Duncan's team? Have you got a score? Oh, Duncan's on Josh's team. Ah, I see. So you're playing as a team, but remotely from each other. Okay, well, there's 16 people watching. I assume Ellen's on your team as well. Fair enough. If there are no other scores, and there are only 4 teams, then I'm happy to move on. I mean, speak now, forever hold your peace. Something Christmas. Hold on. Without looking. Oh, the cats. Something to do with Christmas. Fair enough. Hey, that points people in the right direction, Ellen. It's important. Okay, I'm assuming there are only 4 teams playing, which is fine. Someone's going to get a podium finish. All right, should we do the picture questions now at the halfway point? Let's do that. So, I've got a slideshow, which you are probably going to see. Let me decide which side I want to do it. This side is the less important side, so I can lean this way. You're going to see pictures on your screen here, in this empty space where you can see my clock, the corner of my laundry, and my door. I'm going to cycle through them. There are 10 of them. All of them are name the character. If you need me to, look at one again, I'll do that. But I'm going to cycle through them once. I'll give you a minute. I'm going to cycle through them again, and then we can look at ones that people missed or want to see again. So here we go. This is number 1. Who is Homer talking to in this picture? Who does he mistake for a cleaning lady? That's number 1. Who is Homer talking to in this scene? You can see the back of their head. But he mistakes that person for a cleaning lady. As you can see the subtitles. Psst, cleaning lady. I'm going to sneeze. Managed to mute myself that time. Result. That's number 1. This is number 2. I'm gonna need a full name for this one. If you get only half the name, I'll give you half a point. I.e., only the first name or only the second name, or one of them wrong. I need the correct first and surname for this character. It varies between different ones, whether I'll accept just the first name or not. But for this one, I need first and second name. This is number 2. This is number 3. I'm going to make them a little bit bigger. There we go. This is number 3. I'm willing to be lenient on this one. I won't say very much. But, who do you know? What do you know this guy as? That's number 3. This is number 4. I'm aware that this guy has a real name and a name that he is known by in the entire series. If you give me his real name, props, no extra points, sorry. But I'll accept either one. So that's number 4. This is number 5. For this one, again, if you only give me either the first name or only the second name, you'll only get half a point. If you're going to give me full first and surname, you get the full point. You guys are doing too well. I've got to be tough now. So that's number 5. First and surname for the full point. This is number 6. I like these ones because they're silhouettes. Well, not silhouettes, but, there's no awkward background. This one I'll accept just first name. Don't worry about the surname. No extra points if you do more than what is required, unless I say so. Just the first name is okay for this one. Number 6. This is number 7. You know what? I'm going to say the same thing for this one. If you give me the full name, you get the full point. If you only give me his first name, you only get half a point. I need the full name for the full point. The scores were too high in the first half. I need to start being harsh. All right, so that's number 7. I need the full name for the full point. This is number 8. I'm tempted to do the same here, you know. I'm not sure. Why not? Let's do the same. Half point if you give me only the first name. Full point if you give me the full name. First and last name. Moving on. This is 1 point each. So there are 2 people in the picture, obviously. And you get 1 point for each of their names. And this is number 10. Oh, look at her. Probably drunk. This is number 10. Again, I need the full name for the full point for this one. First and last for the full point. You get half a point if you only give me half the name. Okay, those are your 10. If anyone needs to see any of them again, let me know now in the chat. Otherwise, I'll just cycle through them again very quickly. But if you need to see a specific one, you will see it again. Because I'm going to cycle through them again. But if you need to see one again, I might, as I cycle through, I might leave that one up for a little bit longer as I go through them. So let me know in the chat. But that's number 10. I think everyone's okay. All right, I'm going to cycle through them again really quickly. This is number 1. Who is Homer talking to in this picture? Number 2, I need the first and last name for the full point. Number 3, number 4, no extra point if you give me his real name. You can give me either his real name or the alias that he goes by. This is number 5. I need first and last name for full point. This is number 6. I'll accept just first name. This is number 7. I need first and last name for the full point. This is number 8. Same again. I need first and last for the full point. This is number 9. It's 1 point for each of their names. And this is number 10. I need full name for the full point. All right, I'm going to give you guys those answers quickly. Mark them. I'm not going to worry about, writing in the chat what your score was. We're just going to move on after that. But I'm going to give you these answers, so I'll put you out of your misery. But you guys have been awfully quiet. Nobody has any questions, I'm guessing, so you guys are okay for me to read out those answers. Here we go. There's a 10-second delay, so I'm just going to wait ever so slightly. I'm watching the chat with bated breath. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. This, who Homer is talking to and mistakes for a cleaning lady, is Dolly Parton. That's Dolly Parton. Number 2, that is Kent Brockman. Kent Brockman. Number 3, that is Fat Tony. Fat Tony. Number 4, this is Comic Book Guy. Comic Book Guy. I don't know his real name off the top of my head. I know that he has one, but that is Comic Book Guy. Number 5, this is Ralph Wiggum. You needed Ralph and Wiggum to get the full point. Ralph by itself gives you half a point. Chief Wiggum's son also gives you half a point, but I needed Ralph Wiggum for the full point. Number 6, this is Ute. Ute. Hello, my name is Ute. Just the first name was fine for the point, so that's cool. Number 7, this is Martin Prince. Martin Prince is his name. If you give me Martin by itself, hold on. Jeffrey Albertson is Comic Book Guy, apparently. Let's have a look. I'm hoping that you're not Googling that, Duncan. But yes, you're right. It is Jeffrey Jeff Albertson. This is Martin Prince. You need both of those names for the full point. This is Jasper Beardley. I mean, it's in the picture. He's got a beard. Jasper Beardley. This is Rod and Todd Flanders. Rod and Todd. Rod and Todd. 1 point for each. So 1 point for Rod, 1 point for Todd. And this is Edna Krabappel. Miss Krabappel. Krabappel? I can't remember. Krabappel. I'm trying to think what sounds right. It's Miss Krabappel. Apple. You get the full point if you gave me first and surname. Any questions there? Let me know. You don't need to write how many you got right. We'll do that at the end. But for now, I'm going to move on to the second round so that we can get this done. If everyone's okay, don't say anything. If you have any issues or questions or need to see something again or hear something again, let me know. All right. And there goes Miss Krabappel. I'm so sorry. Very hoppy beer, obviously. It's making me sneeze. Round number 2. Round number 2. All right, this is questions 16 through 30. Here we go. Question number 16. How old are both Bart and Lisa? How old are both Bart and Lisa? How old are both Bart and Lisa? I guess I'll do 1 point for each for that one. How old is Bart and how old is Lisa? Question number 17. What is Milhouse's middle name? What is Milhouse's middle name? Milhouse's middle name. Question number 18. What is Marge's maiden name? What is Marge's maiden name? Before she became Marge Simpson, she was Marge what? Question number 19. Who is Bart's favourite comic book hero? Who is Bart's favourite comic book hero? Question number 20. Which of the following has not made an appearance as themselves in The Simpsons? So, obviously, as we know, The Simpsons has been going on for a long time. 31 years, I guess? Oh, no. Wait. 89. 9, yeah. Yeah, 31 years. Which of the following, I'm going to name 4 people, and you need to tell me which one has not made an appearance in The Simpsons as themselves. Simon Cowell, Mark Zuckerberg, Ricky Gervais, and Benedict Cumberbatch. Which one of those has not made an appearance as themselves in The Simpsons? Simon Cowell, Mark Zuckerberg, Ricky Gervais, and Benedict Cumberbatch. Which one of those has not made an appearance as themselves in The Simpsons? One more time. Simon Cowell, Mark Zuckerberg, Ricky Gervais, and Benedict Cumberbatch. Question number 21. Who really shot Mr. Burns? Who shot Mr. Burns? Who shot Mr. Burns? Question number 22. For 1 point each. Now, I've got a website that I've got open specifically for this question. For 1 point each, name 3 of Bart's prank call names. Those of you, I assume all of you have watched The Simpsons. Bart likes to prank call Moe's Tavern as someone else. For 1 point each, give me 3 of Bart's prank call names. Just in preparation, I'm going to open that link. So I've got it there. Lovely. So for 1 point each, name 3 of Bart's prank call names. I'll give you guys a second on that one. For 1 point each, name 3 of Bart's prank call names. Question number 23. What does Sideshow Bob have tattooed on his chest? What does Sideshow Bob have tattooed on his chest? What does Sideshow Bob have tattooed on his chest? Question number 24. What does Lisa visit that convinces her to become a vegetarian? What does Lisa visit that convinces her to become a vegetarian? What does Lisa visit to convince her to become a vegetarian? Question number 25. What street do the Simpson family live on? What street do the Simpson family live on? Question number 26. Fill in the quote. Fill in the quote. I'm going to type it in the chat as well at the same time. You have to fill in the missing word. The quote is, blank. Is there anything they can't do? Blank. Is there anything they can't do? Blank. Is there anything they can't do? Question number 27. True or false? Maggie has never spoken. True or false? Maggie has never spoken. And question number 28. The Simpsons originally appeared as a short on what TV show? So as I said, they debuted in 1989, but I believe in 1987, prior to them debuting on television, they appeared as a short on what TV show? Question number 29. Who founded Springfield? Who founded Springfield? Who founded Springfield? And question number 30. What is the title of the very first episode of The Simpsons? The title of the very first episode of The Simpsons. That is question number 30. Your last question. I'll give you guys a minute to answer those last 15. Check your answers. Argue with each other, presumably. Duncan and Josh, don't be hard on Ellen. If you have any questions, obviously, let me know. If you need anything repeated or anything clarified, let me know. But I'll give you guys a minute to finalize those last 15 answers. Nobody has any questions? Okay. I'll give you guys 30 seconds. Finalize those last 15 answers, and then we'll move on. No questions? All right, let's do it then. Last 15 answers. Here we go. Question number 16. How old are Bart and Lisa? Again, as I said, this is 1 point for each correct answer. You get a point if you told me that Bart is 10 years old and Lisa is 8 years old. Question number 17. Milhouse's middle name, unfortunately, is Mussolini. Mussolini. Question number 18. Marge's maiden name is Bouvier. 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 Marge Bouvier. Question number 19. Bart's favourite comic book hero is Radioactive Man. Radioactive Man. Question number 20. Who amongst the following did not make an appearance as themselves in The Simpsons? I said Simon Cowell, Mark Zuckerberg, Ricky Gervais, and Benedict Cumberbatch. All of them have appeared in The Simpsons, but the only person who appeared in The Simpsons not as themselves is, in fact, Benedict Cumberbatch. He plays Alan Cummings at one point instead of Alan Cumming for some reason. And he also plays Prince William, or just a Prince of England, basically, at another point. But he never appears as himself, whereas Simon Cowell, Mark Zuckerberg, and Ricky Gervais all do appear as themselves. So it was Benedict Cumberbatch was the correct answer. Question number 21. Who shot Mr. Burns? That was, of course, Maggie. Maggie, in fact, shot Mr. Burns. Question number 22. For 1 point each, name all 3 of Bart's prank call names. Okay, so there are only 4 teams here, so it's not going to be too chaotic. If you would be so kind so that I don't have to read every single one of them out and you guys potentially miss one, can you write in the chat which 3 you gave me and I'll tell you whether they're all right or wrong or, yeah? Does that sound okay? Because the list is long. I've got it open here so I can cross-reference, but it's a long list. So just let me know. If you guys are okay to write the 3 of them, then do that. Assuming still there are only 4 teams, Robert, Albert, Josh and friends and David. If you guys could write in the chat the 3 answers that you got for this to avoid me reading the very long list of the names that Bart gives, because it just goes on and on and on. Because obviously there is the show that we all know. There are also comic book series and video games and all that stuff. Okay. Tasman, hello. See, there are other teams. There is more than 4 teams. You guys didn't write your answers for the first half. Okay. So we've got IP Freely. Hold on. I'm gonna cross-reference this at the same time. Okay. There aren't as many as I thought. The list is so long because it gives, examples in other media, i.e. the comic books and stuff like that. So we've got IP Freely, yes. Seymour Butts, yes. And Huge Ass, all correct, Tasman. Well done. David, IP Freely, Old McGroin, and Ben Dover. I'm going to have to check for Ben Dover. I don't think Ben Dover is one of them. I'm sorry, it's not. Ben Dover is not one of them. Old McGroin. I don't have that one here as well, David. Old McGroin. No, not that I can see. Unfortunately not. So that's only 1 point there, David. Albert, IP Freely. Mike Roch, I believe is one. Yeah. And Amanda Hugginkiss, of course. So Josh Higgins as well. Amanda Hugginkiss, IP Freely, and Seymour Butts, all 3 of which are correct. And Jez, Amanda Hugginkiss, IP Freely, and Huge Ass are also correct. I'll give you the full list I've got here. Alcoholic. Oh, wait, Robert. IP Freely, Mike Roch, and Amanda. Oh, Mike Roch again is correct. Wait, yeah, it is. It was Ben Dover and Old McGroin, David. Unfortunately, I don't think is correct. The list isn't as long as I originally thought. Thank you for typing your answers in the chat. But the list I've got here is Alcoholic, Oliver Closeoff, IP Freely, Jockstrap, Seymour Butts. I'm looking for a homosexual. Mike Roch, Huge Ass, B.O. Problem, Amanda Hugginkiss, Ivana Tinkle, I Want to Tinkle, and I Need a Bath, Maya Butt Reeks, and Yura Snotball, and I ate PP, and Detective Like a Give a Damn, as well as Hey Would You Cuddle Me, Ollie Tabooger, I'll Eat a Booger, Ahmed Adouidi, I Made a Duty, I'm a Wiener, My Enormous Butt, Drew P. Wiener, Drew P. Cock, as we also know it, and Olaf, my friend Sergey. That's the best one. Olaf, my friend Sergey. All of my friends are gay. And Yuri, narrator. There are a couple more, but I'm not going to go on forever, so I'll leave that there. Thank you so much. Thanks for Duncan, you cheeky sod. Thanks for explaining the jokes. Yeah, you never know. All right. So, question number 23. Sideshow Bob, tattooed on his chest, is Die, Bart, Die. He has Die, Bart, Die tattooed on his chest. Question number 24. Lisa visits a petting zoo, which then convinces her to become a vegetarian. She visits a petting zoo. Question number 25. The street that the Simpson family live on is Evergreen Terrace. Evergreen Terrace. Question number 26. The quote, blank, is there anything they can't do? The missing word there is donuts. Donuts. Is there anything they can't do? Question number 27. True or false? Maggie has never spoken. That is false. She says dada. And then there are other instances, obviously, in various Treehouse of Horror episodes where she speaks as an alien. And there is also an episode in which she is in her preschool class and stands up, takes her thing out, and gives a full monologue as... there's a famous actress who does that voice. I think it's Helen Hunt or something. But she does speak, so that is false. Question number 28. The Simpsons originally appeared on the TV show as a short, The Tracy Ullman Show. The Tracy Ullman Show. Question number 29. Who founded Springfield? That is Jebediah Springfield. Jebediah Springfield. Question number 30. The title of the very first episode of The Simpsons is Simpsons Roasting on an Open Fire. Simpsons Roasting on an Open Fire. It's a Christmas episode and Bart wants a tattoo. Simpsons Roasting on an Open Fire. Those are your last 15 questions. Answers, rather. Tally those up. Make sure to add your picture round, which was out of 11. And add all of your numbers together and tell me how many you got in total. Now that I know that Tasman's here and Jez is here as well, I know that there's at least 5 teams competing, I think. So hopefully I'll get some more scores this time. But let me know. Josh, how many is it out of in total? I'll calculate that for you now. So the first half was 16. Second half was 11. That makes 27. The third half, or the second half, so to speak, is 1. The third half is out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. That doesn't seem right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Yeah, the second round of questions is out of 18. So it was 16 out of 16, 11 out of 11, and 18 out of 18. Okay. Hopefully that answers your question, Josh. Look, actually, those numbers added together is 18 plus 11 plus 16 is 45. So it should be out of 45. All right. David, 25. Tasman, also 25. Still a very good score. Robert Griffiths on 36 out of 45. Very, very good. Jez has just beat him, though, 38. Albert on 35. Josh Higgins, 43 and a half for the whole team. Josh, I'm curious. Let me know, or other people as well within the team. What did you mess up on? I'm curious. What did you get wrong? With a score that good, that means you only got 1.5 questions wrong. I want to know what they are. I'm going to assume you got Martin, but not Prince. And then I'm going to assume you got a question in the second half wrong. But that's just me. Everyone else, very good scores. Duncan got Ricky Gervais wrong. What about the half point? And Jasper second him. Yeah, Jasper Beardy. Fair enough. Guys, once again, there is the link for you guys to donate. This has been a lot of fun. I very much appreciate all the donations. Liar. Plays himself and also plays another actor in a different episode. I don't know. Hold on. Benedict Cumberbatch, The Simpsons. As far as I'm aware, because I researched this, he doesn't appear as himself. Yeah, the characters that he plays is the Prime Minister. Sorry, not Prince Harry. That's terrible of me. As well as Severus Snape. Why did I think he played Alan Cumming? That's weird. Maybe it was someone else I was looking at. So it says he voiced the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom and Severus Snape in the season 24 episode Love is a Many Splintered Thing. So as far as the Simpsons Wikipedia is concerned, he does not appear as himself, Duncan. My sincerest apologies. So it looks like this week, it seemed to be that way after the first half. We've got Josh, Duncan, and Ellen in first place with a very impressive score of 43.5. Second place at the moment, it looks like it's going to Jez Owens on 38. And then Robin on 36, Albert on 35 as well. Thank you guys so much for playing. I really appreciate you guys tuning in tonight. Remember, I'm going to post here it is. Wait for it. There it is. That is the schedule next week. Tomorrow night, get naughty, baby. It's the Naughties quiz with Karina and Melly. And then Saturday night, get ready to sissy that walk because it is the RuPaul Drag Race quiz with my ever so lovely partner, Leah. And potentially myself in drag. I need to consult some experts, some friends of mine, to see if it's offensive for me to get in drag. But yeah, there's the link. You can donate as much or as little, up to £2 as you like. Thank you guys so much for playing. I really appreciate it. This has been fun. I'm now I have a drive to rewatch The Simpsons, or not rewatch, but just to carry on. I think from wherever the hell it was I left off. Much love to you all, as always. Stay safe. Stay in your homes. Clap for the NHS. That's all I'll say. Take care. Good night, guys.